Hi Neopians, it's me, your biological grandfather. We're starting something big today. Welcome to my Fresh Start Challenge. So as you can see, my bank balance is 0. My shop is empty. My stock portfolio has nothing. Tonight is the night before we start the challenge, and the challenge is to go from 0 to 1 billion Neopoints. I want to see how long it's going to take to go from 0 to 1 billion in this day and age of Neopets, with all of the new quest logs and just the crazy inflation of everything. So that's what we're gonna do. So each video is going to be a week's worth of playtime, and the way I plan to divvy everything up is I'll be doing the daily quest log every day. I'll be doing Trudy Surprise every day. Starting from 0, I let my streak lapse so we could start fresh. I'll be doing Food Club every day. I'll be checking the stock market every day, starting from a fresh, empty stock portfolio. And I'll be restocking for 2 hours a day. So all in all, this should probably be about 2.5 hours of gameplay every day. And then we'll have a nice breakdown of the numbers each week of how many Neopoints we made, what avenues it came from, all that good stuff. I also participate in the art gallery once a week, and I will continue to do so. So I'll include my profit that I get from art gallery just to have a comprehensive view of how much money I'm making each week, but my art gallery earnings are not going to count towards that 1 billion goal, if that makes sense, because I know it's not feasible for everyone to participate in art gallery. So while I'm not going to count it towards the total, I am going to show you how profitable it is to try to convince you to maybe start submitting into their creative contests yourselves. And I'm a late night degenerate reset gamer, so I'll see you all at reset to get started. Okay, here we are. Reset, Sunday, July 6th. Starting the challenge. I had a tiny bit of NP left over in the beginning of the video that you might have seen, but that's all gone now. I donated it to the money tree. We're really starting at 0. I started off by trying to do my quest log dailies, but I got immediately blocked at the Wheel of Monotony because I didn't have enough Neopoints. So I went to Trudy Surprise to start us off instead, getting us our first 1,500 Neopoints. With that, I was able to spin the wheel and shop at the general store to finish off the daily quests. I don't usually do the play a game quest, but I had to do it today for the red code stone. At this point in the game, we need it badly. So, the Neopoint prizes and our 1 red codestone from the log brought in about 47,000 Neopoints for the day, just from doing our daily quest log. After that, I went to start my fresh stock portfolio. I've never been good at keeping up with the Neopets stock market, so I don't know how much this will help us throughout the series, but I am really curious to find out. Our first stock purchase set us back 15,000 Neopoints. Next, I went right to the Battle Dome, which I have a feeling will be the underdog of the series. Good consistent Neopoints right here. I'll be doing 15 battles a day, which brings in 6,750 pure Neopoints per day, plus the profit from the item prizes. Today's item haul was worth about 182,000 Neopoints. These items sold very quickly, which was so helpful, because without it, I don't think I would have had enough Neopoints for the 2-hour restocking session. Now we get to the bulky stuff. Our first 2-hour restock. Like I already said, I'm going to be aiming for 2 hours of restocking a day, shop bans willing. If I get banned in like 20 minutes on one day, I might add an hour to the next day, that kind of thing to balance it out, but we'll see how it goes. This is where the bulk of our Neopoints need to come from, and while I'm hoping for some big wins along the way, steady profit will make me very happy as well. Today's 3 shops I chose were Kayla's Potions, which will probably stick around for most of the series since it's such a good and consistent moneymaker, Uni's Clothing, for some of the newer wearables that have come out recently, and the post office, which I am terrible at. I'm not sure why we're here. I plan to try out the post office now and then, but do not expect to see me there all too often. I managed to grab a few nice items tonight. We got a Supreme Deluxe Fairy Queen hair right off the bat in the first few minutes, and that felt great, a nice quick 400k if it sells. Near the end, I also grabbed Drake King Teresk wings and timely Side Bunny spectacles from Uni's as well. During the session, I got 3 potions from Kayla's, 2 Cooling Bomb of the Warrior, and a Bomberry Elixir. Those will sell for an easy 180k. I would actually like to see a few more potions per day throughout the rest of the week. I think 5 Kayla's potions per day would make me happy. In the post office, I only got my hands on 2 stamps. The first was Bottled Fairy stamp, which was complete bait, and Exploding Acorn stamp, which is a baby profit stamp, a nice little victory. In total, if the items sell, I made about 818,000 Neopoints today restocking. That number is a bit low. I'm not super comfortable with being sub 1 million Neopoints on any given day, so we'll really have to lock in tomorrow. While I was restocking, I also put in my bets for the first round of Food Club. I follow Ensheng's aggressive betting guide, which I get daily from the Neopets Reddit Discord. If y'all need more information on where to find Food Club bets, please let me know. But yeah, I just get mine from the Discord. Betting for today set me back about 97,000 Neopoints, but let's cross our fingers that we get that money back tomorrow. We are ending the first day with 818,000 Neopoints worth of inventory in our shop and 80,000 Neopoints in the coin pouch. See you tomorrow. Good morning. It's Daily Reset, Day 2. Let's go in the same order that we did yesterday, starting with Trudy Surprise, which brought in a modest 5,000 Neopoints for the day. Also, there is a thunderstorm going on right now, so if you hear that, if the mic picks that up, I am sorry. After Trudy's, I hopped straight to the daily quest log and got that done. No good items in the log to sell for me today, only pure Neopoint prizes, which came in at about 34,700 Neopoints. Next, I paid a visit to my stocks and sunk another 15k into the portfolio. Nothing to sell yet, of course, it's way too soon. This is part of the long game. Then I went over to check on my Food Club bets from yesterday, and what a relief it was to find that I hadn't wasted my early Neopoints by betting right away. I was kind of scared because it is going to be 97,000 Neopoints every time I enter Food Club, but luckily today we had 776,000 Neopoints waiting for us in the collection box. I immediately put in my bids for the next day, so taking that away from our earnings, we take home 678,000 Neopoints from Food Club today. I could not be happier with that. I then did my 15 battles at the Dome. Here are the items we collected today. Combining the item value with the NP prizes, we made 179,000 Neopoints, which is a little bit less than yesterday's Battle Dome haul, but still fine. And then it was time to get back to restocking. Restocking Day 2 went so much better, which is really encouraging. I left behind the post office and opened up Cog's Togs instead, hoping to catch some of the cute new Lisa Frank-inspired Float Sam wearables that came out on Float Sam Day. Kalos Potions and Unis stayed in the rotation. I said yesterday that 5 Kalos Potions would make me happy, and that's exactly what we got today. I had a few mishaggles and slow loading pages though, so I bet we can beat 5 pretty easily, but I'm still very happy. I got 1 Cooling Bomb of the Warrior, 2 jars of Forest Earth, and 1 Bubbling Fungus, which adds up to about 477,000 Neopoints for Day 2, Kayla's. I missed a Meridel Potion of Defense though, which would have tripled our total there. Super sad, but mistakes are all part of the game. Unis was also very kind to me today. I was able to pick up 3 profitable items, the best being Cozy Jinja Cardigan, which should bring in 850k all by itself if it sells. I also got a Shrouded Drake shirt and sash, that one's hard to say, and Drake King Tarisk tail, which brings the total for Unis Day 2 up to 1,164,000 Neopoints. And finally, our new entry, Cog's Togs. Early on in the session, I was able to get a Magical Delivery Asia Mouth, which should bring in about 140k. But after that, throughout the session, I was starting to regret my choice to add Cogs into the rotation until the final moments of the 2 hours. I refreshed a few times after the timer ended. I just had a feeling, and a new vintage colorful Float Sam body paint popped right in. I was so happy. If we can sell those 2 items, that brings Cog's Togs total for the day up to about 910,000 Neopoints. So, adding that all up, our estimated restocking profit for Day 2 is about 2,550,000 Neopoints. As I'm going, I put all of the items from restocking and dailies in my shop immediately so they don't get stolen from a random event, but I don't come in to price everything until I'm all done for the day. So before I started pricing, when I went to the shop, I collected what was in the till from yesterday, and I was super happy to see 727,000 Neopoints in there waiting for me. We are ending Day 2 with 2,803,000 Neopoints worth of inventory in the shop and 1,471,000 in the coin pouch. I'm gonna put our first million in the bank, and starting tomorrow, we'll be collecting interest. See you then. Good morning. We're on day 3, and I think it's time to add another money-making element into the mix. So let me put you on to something new that maybe you haven't utilized yet or you haven't heard of. It doesn't always hit, but when it does, it hits big. But first, let's do our dailies. Trudy's Surprise starts us off with 5,500 Neopoints. I then moved over to the quest log. We got one item prize that is actually worth around 40k, so I will be throwing that in the shop. So combining that with the Neopoint prizes, the quest log brought in about 70k Neopoints today. Then I went over to sink 15,000 more Neopoints into our stock portfolio because capitalism has taught me that I will be happy about this eventually. After that, I checked out Food Club. I was expecting a bust since we got so lucky yesterday, but the pirate gods have smiled upon us once again, and we had 310k waiting for us in the collection box. 98k went immediately back in to cover tomorrow's bets, so really we ended up with 212k Neopoints at Food Club for the day. Next, I went to bully the giant space fungus. I'm a little upset that we haven't gotten it to drop a bubbling fungus yet. I'm wondering how many days it'll take to get our first one, but I did manage to get my best haul so far nonetheless. Here are the items we got. The total for Battle Dome today comes out to about 222k Neopoints. Alright, so now that we've got some startup cash, I told you I was going to add another money-making element into the routine. So let me explain how it works. I'm going to do my best. If you have Super Shop Wizard, you know that every hour you have an unclear amount of searches you can make in the Super Shop Wizard before you get banned for the rest of the hour. If I'm in an idle hour where I'm not using my Super Shop Wizard for pricing my shop or anything else like that, here's what I do. I have a list of items that I search in the Shop Wizard for periodically throughout the day. Some are items that were released in droves through events like Cool Negs and Super Negs, and some are just really expensive stamps and morphing potions and other high rarity items. If you're lucky, ever so often, you will catch some really high value items in player shops for way below their price, especially if it was an item that was just mass released through an event or through a goodie bag or something like that. If you don't feel like making a specific list to search up every hour, you can also just do searches containing a certain word or phrase like stamp or morphing potion and just keep resubmitting the inquiry to get new searches until you run out. Like I said, this isn't going to be a constant stream of NP, but it's quick and easy, and it is really exciting when you actually get something good. The Super Shop Wizard resets on the hour, so since I start my restocking sessions in the middle of an hour, I will be able to do this method 3 times during my restocking session. Once at the beginning, once after the first hour, and then once at the end. I'll probably only include the footage of it in future days, though, if we actually get something good. But I just wanted you guys to know this is something I'll be doing 3 times a day. And I wanted to kind of show you how it works, even though I didn't get anything cool from it today. But now you know, and honestly, it's something you can start doing yourself if you want to give it a try. Okay, on to restocking. Day 3 restocking was rough. Not because I didn't get good stuff, but because I only got stuff in the first hour. The second hour was completely dead. Today I stuck to Kayla's, Cogs Togs, and Unis. But at some point, I also decided I wanted to try to get a 4th shop in the rotation to get some more variety, and added Calvera's Magic. I think that was a bad call. I'm gonna go back to 3 shops tomorrow. I think adding a 4th is just gonna make me miss a lot of stocks unless I up my refresh speed a ton. And I don't want to do that because I don't want to get banned before the 2-hour session is up if I can help it. So at Kayla's, I only grabbed 3 potions today, but one was a banger. I got 2 Cooling Bomb of the Warrior, our steady little 40k building blocks, and 1 Elixir of Leveling, which should sell for about 1.5 million Neopoints all on its own. Unis was not feeling generous today. I was able to get 1 profitable item there, which was a Borovin Fairy Dress, and it's only worth like 50k. But Cogs Togs blessed us once again with another item from the new Float Sam set. So, if everything sells, we've got about 2,600,000 profit from restocking on day 3. Like I said, not a bad day, it just felt so bad to not buy a single item for the entire second hour that I was refreshing. When I went into the shop to price my items for the day, I had 1,475,000 Neopoints in the till. So we are ending day 3 with 2,640,000 Neopoints worth of inventory in the shop, and 1,500,000 in the trading post, and 3,153,759 in the coin pouch. From this point forward, I'm going to keep around 1.2 mil on hand, and everything else is going to go into the bank. Okay, see you tomorrow. Good morning. Happy day 4. Before we start and before I forget, I need to mention 3 things. First, yesterday I did get my monthly 25th anniversary premium goodie bag, and it did have a juicy cool neg in it. For now, I'm storing it away in my safety deposit box, but I am going to try to sell it by the end of the week and add that to our income total. It's going to be in its own separate little column though, so if you're thinking, Gramps, premium bag revenue doesn't count, you can just take it out from the total at the end if you so choose. Secondly, I didn't realize this, but day 3 quest log was also the day I needed to redeem the weekly prize I was working on. Luckily, I noticed right before reset and grabbed it. Here's what I had for my first prize of the newest pool that came out. I didn't reset my week when I started this series because I figured either way, we would be getting 1 weekly prize per video, so I thought that was fine. It's just in the middle instead of at the end. I don't think this item is gonna sell, to be honest, so I'm just gonna throw it in my safety deposit box. No income to report there. Thirdly, the elixir of leveling that we restocked yesterday sold for 1.5 million plus a baby paintbrush. I forgot to take a screenshot because I'm bad at YouTube, but I added that 600k to our restocking total for yesterday. Don't worry, there will be a tally of all the totals at the end of the video, so don't feel like you have to keep track. Okay. Now on to the dailies. Trudy's brought in another 5,500 Neopoints. Thank you, Trudy. When I went to the quest log, the first thing I had to know was what our new weekly prize was going to be. I did pay 30,000 Neopoints to re-roll the prize twice, but it was extremely worth it because we got the Cosmic Yellow Grundo trading card. If you don't know this about me, my entire account, including my gallery, is dedicated to Grundos, so I will be adding this item to the collection. Do I already have one in my gallery? Yes. But this has never stopped me before. Look at my Grundo Morphing Potion collection. The quest log brought in 54,000 Neopoints today thanks to the Vux Code Stone. Another 15,000 Neopoints into the stock market. I think after today, I'm gonna stop announcing that I'm putting 15k in the stock market. Let's agree that from this point forward, I will only bring up the stock market again if it is time to sell something and make some money. Just know in your heart I'm adding 15k to it every day, okay? I cannot believe I'm saying this, but for the 3rd day in a row, we have made a profit at Food Club. It's a small win. The collection box only had 155,000 Neopoints in it, but that covers our next day of bets and leaves us with like 57k profit. Then it was Battle Dome time. Here are the items I got today from Battle Dome, which brings in a total of 223,450 Neopoints, our best Battle Dome haul to date. Restocking time. For day 4, I had some extra time, so I gave myself 3 hours to restock instead of 2, and I needed it. Shops were slow today. Kayla's and Togs stayed, but I swapped out unis for defense magic in the hopes of grabbing a few R99s. This was not the right choice. I didn't get a single item in defense magic. I don't know if I should double down tomorrow and try again or abandon the shop. We'll see how I'm feeling. Kayla's, on the other hand, proved again why she stays in the rotation. I ended up with 5 potions again today, 1 bubbling fungus, 1 cooling bomb, 2 essence of Draconek, and 1 jar of forest earth, which should bring in about 433,000 Neopoints. In Cogs Togs, I got 3 items, all from the magical delivery Aisha outfit. I grabbed the mouth, the head, and the bow tie, which adds another 249,000 to the total, bringing my restocking total for the day to about 682,000 Neopoints. It is funny that the day I restocked for the longest amount of time, I also made the least amount of Neopoints, but I'll just hold out hope for a really good day tomorrow. Before pricing my shop, I took the 2,222,100 Neopoints out of the shop till. That felt great after a lousy restocking session. We're ending day 4 with 1,900,000 Neopoints worth of inventory in the shop and 6,900,000 in the coin pouch. The coin pouch made a nice little jump today with some of the item sales we made, so even though it was a bad restocking day, you can still feel the progress, which is nice. Okay, I'm gonna stop yapping now. See you tomorrow! Good morning, it's day 5. Let's see if we can make up for yesterday. Trudy's first, of course, brought in 7,000 Neopoints. The number is getting bigger every day, y'all. The daily quest pool gave us nothing but NP prizes today, which is okay. The quest total for the day was 40,216 Neopoints. Now, this might be a record for me. For the 4th day in a row, I've actually not only remembered to bet in Food Club, but also made money. I think I'm officially a believer. Today there was 427,000 Neopoints in the collection box. After putting in my new bets for tomorrow, I take home 329,000 NP from Food Club today. I can't wait to tally this up at the end of the week. This is so unheard of for me. It's going to be a nice, impressive number. Another steady income day at the Battle Dome. Here are the items I got. They will bring in about 209,000 Neo points. We're really streamlining the dailies here. It's feeling good. Okay, day 5, restocking time. Since yesterday's session was such a flop, I gave myself 3 hours again today to try to make up some of that NP, and boy did I. I kept the same 3 shops as yesterday, and once again, Defense Magic gave me nothing. I had a really good restocking day otherwise though, and I'm kicking myself because I bet if I had stuck to unis, it would have been an even better day, but alas. Kayla's on the other hand, I could never leave her. Today I managed to get 8 potions there, 2 strength serum, 1 Bomberry elixir, 2 essence of Draconac, and then 2 of the really good ones, a Meridillion potion of defense and an energizing elixir. I'm super happy I redeemed myself by getting the defense potion tonight after fumbling one earlier in the week. So with all of that, Kayla's brought in an estimated total of 2,590,000 Neo points today. You just can't go wrong at Kayla's. I also did some respectable working cogs togs. I got 1 vintage colorful float stamp body and a magical delivery Aisha head, which will bring in 830k for the day, bringing our restocking total for day 5 to 3,420,000 Neo points. Our best day so far by a long shot. I'm super happy I was able to make up for yesterday. While my restocks for the day play out, there is something I want to mention. By this point, you may be thinking, Gramps is going about this all wrong. Restocking and doing dailies are not the quickest ways to make Neo points. It is true that there's a whole separate world of money making on Neopets that revolves more around market manipulation and reselling items already in user hands. I just personally don't play like that. I don't find it fun because I feel like in some cases it's actually detrimental to the game's economy. We can talk about that in depth another time if y'all are interested, but I just want you to know, I know this is the slower way. I just feel there's added value as a restocker that makes it more fun for me. The understanding there is that I sit in an NPC shop for 3 hours, so you don't have to. That's why you buy the item from me, versus you could have bought this item for cheaper, but I bought them all from everyone else, so you would have to pay me more. You know what I mean? There's like a landlord energy there. Alright, there's my rant for the week. Before pricing the shop, I took the 1,632,000 Neo points from the shop till, and day 5 is ending with 3,898,000 worth of inventory in the shop and 8,853,000 Neo points in the coin pouch. We are past the 10 mil mark if this stuff sells. We have 2 days left in the week to make money and 1 cool neg to sell. So I will see you tomorrow. Good morning. First things first. I managed to sell my cool neg for 6,450,000 Neo points, so I'm adding that to our total for today. From there, it's business as usual. Trudy's gave us a modest 9,000 Neo points. The quest log gave us some NP and a code stone, so a total of 39,000 Neo points there. Day 6 in a row at Food Club without a bust. I'm actually kind of getting scared. Do not expect Food Club to do this well ever again, honestly. The collection box had 271,880 Neo points in it for the day, so after making my new bets, I got to keep about 174k. It was another beautiful day to punch fungus at the Battle Dome. Here are the items I got today. As you can see, I finally got my first bubbling fungus drop. It's no surprise, but because of that bubbling fungus, this is the best Battle Dome day we've had so far, bringing in a total of 306,750 Neo points. Day 6 restocking was really bad, and it was completely my fault. I was really distracted today, and I kept working on other stuff, so I was wasting a lot of time, and I ended up actually getting shop banned before I was supposed to finish. But I did manage to get a few things. Kayla stayed exactly where she is, but I switched out the other 2 shops for Uni's Clothing and Booktastic Books. Fun fact, Booktastic Books is actually my favorite shop, for the obvious Grundo reasons, but also because I love the collectible nature of this shop, and I love that it has its own dedicated book reading trophy. I wish we had more stuff like that on site. So unfortunately, I only got 2 potions from Kayla's today, but again, it was my fault, not hers. I got 1 Bomberry elixir and 1 cooling bomb of the warrior, which will bring in about 210,000 Neo points. In unis, I fumbled the bag a million times and only ended up with 1 King Terrace head, which is worth about 135,000 Neo points. In Booktastics, I grabbed 2 copies of Get Organized, Stay Organized, which should sell for around 80,000 Neo points. That brings the restocking total for the day to a very depressing 425,000 Neopoints. Our worst restocking day so far, and hopefully our worst ever. I never want to see this number again. Today our shop till had 2,474,000 Neopoints in it though, for me to take, which does take the sting away a little bit after having such a bad restocking day. Having a really good Battle Dome day and a Food Club win made it bearable as well. We are ending today with 2,168,849 Neopoints in shop inventory, and 17,968,000 in the coin pouch. It's crazy to say, but if everything sells in our shop, we will be above the 20 mil mark already. Also, tomorrow is ICSI Day, and I will be entering the art gallery, so fingers crossed I have some good news to share with you about a possible art gallery win, and double cross your fingers we get some new ICSI Day wearables to start hunting at Cogstogs. Okay, see you tomorrow! Hello, good morning. We are here. It is the last day of part 1 of the challenge. Day 7. First off, Trudy gave us 12,000 Neopoints. We are in the double digits now. Hype. My quest log was actually full of code stones today, which made it the best quest log day so far by a long shot, bringing in 91,300 Neopoints. Food Club again did not bust. 7 days of Food Club wins in a row. This will literally never happen again. There was 310,000 Neopoints in the collection box, and after rebetting, we will get to keep about 213k as profit. Today's Battle Dome trip was a little different. First, I did my usual battles with the fungus. Here are the items I got, which in total are worth about 231,000 Neopoints. But after those battles, I stayed for a little bit longer to do my obelisk battles. I have joined Team Sway for this week, and if we win, there's a chance we'll get Black Market Boon, which could make our next week of restocking very interesting. But for now, I'm just doing my battles so I make sure that I qualify if we win. I wish I had better news for you about day 7 restocking, but unfortunately, this was my second garbage day in a row. I wanted to revisit the 4-shop format, and I thought adding a pet shop into the mix would be a better fit because they're slower moving shops. I think that was the right move. Going forward, I will probably have a 4th shop as a pet shop open during the sessions, because I did really like how it felt. Today, Kayla had 5 potions for me. I could literally never be mad at her. I don't know what I would do without her. I got 2 Cooling Bomb of the Warrior, 1 Illusion's Forest Essence. Is this a good time to admit to you guys that I don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce Illusion? What is her name? Anyway, 2 Cooling Bombs, 1 Forest Essence, 1 jar of Forest Earth, and a Bubbling Fungus, which will bring in about 597,000 Neopoints. I was really hoping to catch some of the new ICSI wearables that came out today for ICSI Day, but all I got were a few Magical Delivery Asia items, the mouth and the tail to be exact. These 2 items together are worth about 150,000 NP, and at Booktastic Books, I grabbed the newest book, All About Pride, which is worth about 124,000 Neopoints. In total, I made about 871,600 Neopoints restocking today. Like I said, it was a rough day in the shops, but I will not lose hope. We are only ever one big stock away from eternal glory, which I think is also something that people who gamble say. My original plan was to restock for 2 hours a day for the duration of the series, but I can already feel the fatigue setting in, so for the next video, I'm actually going to shoot for 3-hour sessions, but for 5 or 6 out of the 7 days. That way I can have a little break, but still end up actually restocking for more hours, so I think it's a win-win. Today, I took 1,353,749 Neopoints from the shop till, so with that, we are ending the final day of part 1 with 1,884,000 worth of inventory in the shop and 19,241,067 Neopoints in the coin pouch. Not gonna lie, kinda sad we didn't hit the 20 mil mark on the first week, but it's okay. Let's get into the week 1 final tallies. Okay, it has been a week now. Do I look different? I want to tally up all of the profit we've made so far in the different areas. But first, let me ask you, what did you think of the video? Was it fun to watch? Was it entertaining you on your second monitor while you were playing other games? Let me know. Also, definitely let me know if there are any dailies or aspects of the site that I'm missing in the rotation that you think should be added for future parts of the series. For example, would you want to see me incorporate the mobile apps to see what profit we can make from those? Or there are some other dailies you're curious about, like wheels or games, or I don't know. Just let me know. Now onto the numbers. So there are 7 areas so far that I'm keeping track of. So here are the totals in all 7 areas. As we suspected, restocking is the big moneymaker here. However, I think as time goes on, we're gonna have to put a little more respect on the auxiliary moneymakers, the Battle Dome, Food Club. They're really putting in the work. Looking at these totals, I do want to say, I do not want this to be an average week. I would like to see the restocking total way higher next week. In my mind, I was hoping for 20 million total in the first week. But without the cool neg from the premium goodie bag, we would not have even been close. We got super lucky with the premium goodie bag. Also, like I said a little earlier, I am making one change to the format of the series so far. In the beginning, my plan was to restock 7 days a week, 2 hours each day, but I can already feel a little bit of fatigue setting in, so I'm gonna change it to 3-hour sessions, 5 or 6 days a week. That way, I'll actually get more restocking hours in throughout the week, but I'll still have a day or two off to kind of take a break from it, so I think that'll be a win-win on both sides. I have a big goal for next week. I would like to see our total Neopoints hit 50 million next week, so let's see what we can do, shall we? Thank you so much for watching. I'm really excited to hear your feedback on part 1, and I will see you in the next one. You're all my very favorite. Goodbye!